Epic Gaming Night is sponsored by Tasty Minstrel Games. Make sure to check out the Tasty Minstrel podcast on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. This podcast is made possible by the support of patrons like you. Thanks for your support. Welcome to the Epic Gaming Night podcast, a podcast about the stories and relationships board games create. I'm your host, Roy Canay, and with me as always is Matt.
Hello.
And Rob.
Hello, hello.
How's it going, everybody?
It's going good, man. It's going good. I'm just now looking up the email of what we're talking about.
Oh, hype. Awesome.
Yeah.
Good times. It's
Yeah.
really just a random thing. But yeah, so we're going to be talking about protecting your board games and what do you do
What?
in your situation, or what would you do if, or what you think is cool, what you think's
For a Klondike
whatever.
bar.
What would you do for a Klondike bar? All those things.
Okay.
Before that, we have a few news things. There's one news thing that we talked about last week, but we had crazy internet stuff. And I'm still trying to figure out how to get Skype to work on this new computer, so there's a decent amount of lag in the video. Maybe I'll go in and post and edit that a little bit and make it line up a little bit better. But hopefully you guys can hear us fine this week, and hopefully the audio's a little bit better. But yeah, hype. So the first thing in the news that I want to talk about is something that Rob has played on a whole bunch. And we got to see at Dice Tower Con, and they had him at Gen Con. And this is the Table Toppers Kickstarter is currently live. So Kevin from Board Game Theater has put together this project that he's been working on for quite a long time to make these affordable board game tabletops that you put over top of another table. And we're not sponsored by them or anything, but I really enjoy the product.
so
it
good.
looks really cool,
Yeah.
and the way it works, and the prices are not too crazy on the Kickstarter. The Kickstarter is live right now, but I know you had a lot of experience, Rob, playing on one of these. So what were your thoughts? Because I know you played Champions of Midgard on this a bunch, right?
Yes. I thought they're fantastic, especially for the price point. I mean, you're talking about a customizable table for under $500. And what's great is it's not a whole table. You're getting a table topper, so you can use your regular table during the day and then make it a game table at night. The quality was sound. I'm a big guy, and I was all over the thing, bumping the thing, leaning onto it. Never broke, never wobbled, never worried or anything like that. And I love how you can customize it. Like you can put cup holders in the side, or you can get certain little tray pieces to put in the side, like if you were doing a big army like Twilight Imperium and you have a lot of pieces. It's super cool. And I tell you what, for the guys that don't have a wife that makes them game tables like Roy's wife, or the guys that don't have $1,200+ to drop for just a gaming table,
For sure,
this is a fantastic alternative. And I will say it really is good, solid stuff. Now, we, like you said, we're not being sponsored by them. We're not doing anything. We just had a lot of experience with it at the Dice Tower Con, and man, really came off very nicely.
Yeah, and you can also get a bag that you can store it in, or carry it and throw it in the back of your car. Say you had a game day at a friend's house, and they don't have a game table, you could just throw the table topper in your trunk or in the back of your car and take it over their house because it comes apart. And even though it comes apart in the middle, it's still really stable the way that it works, and it sticks to the table really good too.
Oh yeah, it does. Well, and also it has these straps that you can put around the bottom of the table, so it stops it from wobbling or falling over if somebody bumps into it. So
nice.
Yeah, it's a good product.
Awesome. Cool. Well, that is the Table Toppers Kickstarter going on right now, so make sure to check that out if you're interested in hitting that up. So this next one is for a game that I love. It's probably one of my favorite cooperative games at all time, and that is the Marvel Legendary expansion for Homecoming. And I love Marvel Legendary. Like, I know Matt's a big fan of it too. It's a really awesome game. But what I want to, like, this is a news thing, but what I want to say about this might not necessarily be super positive, because they decided for this one that they are going to be entering the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Okay, cool. I love the Marvel movies. They're great. But every single card in this set is stills from the movie. And I mean, I guess you can make movie stills look okay, but majority of the time they're terrible. But like Battlestar Galactica has movie stills. But they actually look pretty solid in Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, but also Battlestar Galactica hasn't had a comic out since like forever.
Yeah.
So
they're doing.
It's also not made by like what? Upper Deck.
Upper Deck. Yeah. And it also doesn't have a game that goes along, which it's like comic book art, movie stills. Like just straight movie stills, and you're like, this doesn't match
would like movie stills.
Anything else. Anyway, so you could do movie stills and make it look good. They've released some previews for this, and the comments are like harsh. Like everybody's like, this is the one expansion I'm not gonna buy, and like I'm not worried about getting this one. Like, oh man, you finally like messed up my acquisition disorder for this game. I'm no longer gonna try to get it anymore, or not try to get this set. And the previews that they've released of it. Like, I didn't even read the special abilities of the cards. Like, that's how much I just looked at the art, and I'm just like, no. Like, it looks like somebody paused on certain... Like, some of the people in the photos are making, like, dumb faces. Like, they didn't even pause the still at a good spot. So it doesn't look epic. It looks goofy in some spots. And I'm just like, man, why? What? What did we do to deserve this? Do you need to, like, cut the value or the cost of producing it so much that you want to do the movie stills? And I'm sure they probably had to pay whoever the licensing agent for that specific movie to try to get those stills. So I'm not sure that it cost them that much less. Who knows? So I'm hoping they see all the comments and are just like, hey, we haven't printed that much of these. Maybe we'll just like not or change it up. I don't know. But I don't think I saw a single positive comment about the pictures and stuff.
Yeah. So here's the thing. The chat is kind of going a little crazy right now. A little bit. First of all, we just had our first troll of the evening try to do his Game Mafia. I blocked him. I'm not going to lie. It felt good.
Yes, Rob using them admin powers.
Yes, I did.
Moderator like a boss.
Liz, if I called you the wrong name, I'm so sorry. You are amazing and an angel, and we love you. But listen, when it comes to movie stills or TV show stills, like some people were talking about the USopoly game, the Harry Potter game. There's not a Harry Potter comic book, at least not an official one. There may be some fan-made ones, or maybe, some other stuff. But like, it's not based off of a comic book. It's based off of a fiction, a book. Anyway, if your game comes from a comic book theme, I think it should stay in that comic book theme. Like when they did the new Avenger movies and all these other type of movies, they didn't do them as like cartoon movies. No, they went their own way and they did the movies. However, I don't think you should mix worlds of like the movie and the cartoon, because first of all, they do certain things in the movies that they don't do in the comics and vice versa. I'm not a fan of when they try to cross over stuff. So I'm with you 100% on that, on Roy. Like, not a big fan. Battlestar Galactica, sure, it makes sense. Harry Potter, sure, it makes sense. Some of this other stuff, sure, it makes sense. But like when you have the history and the possibilities that Marvel already has, I think it's a cheap knockoff. I think it's just like, okay, it's like the toy companies that are capitalizing on the movie coming out. Or like the video game company where they make that terrible video game, but it's like you buy it because you kind of want to get spoilers of the movie, even though it comes out before the movie. So, I think this is dumb. I probably won't play with those. And all those characters are already out anyway. Like, why? Like, are they going to add in new powers?
Mm-hmm. I mean, of course they're gonna add in like different cool special abilities and cool different keywords. They pretty much have like a new keyword that does some interesting stuff. And I mean the mechanics are probably fun and solid and stuff. It's just the way it looks and the fact that it doesn't match any of the rest of the Legendary. I mean, one of the fun things about Legendary is just mixing and matching everything together, and it just doesn't feel right adding in these movie stills with the rest of the comic book art, you know?
Yeah, I don't like it at all.
That's like,
I think it's just cheap.
That's like if one of the Battlestar Galactica expansions, they switched up the art entirely. That would just be weird. Yeah. It's just weird.
I think you are right with the comment you made earlier about price-wise. It probably was not cheap for them to get the licensing and the pictures because, you know, those artists, they're going to want to get paid X amount of dollars. And so I don't think it was any cheaper. I just think it was a knockoff of something that they didn't need to do.
And Tim in chat saying that was questioning if they were using stills for the Buffy version of Legendary. I mean, honestly, that doesn't bother me as much. Like, even if they're still like the same sort of thing, it's the fact that...
Was Buffy a comic first before the TV show?
I mean, I'm
or
sure
did the comic come out after?
I mean, the thing is, like, Buffy is a core set for a game, and like it's gonna be completely different, you know? I'm sort of fine with a different game, or even if they said, hey, this is going to be a new core set for Legendary and it's kind of like a separate path or a separate thing, but it's just like, oh, it's an expansion, it goes with the rest of your Legendary stuff, you still need the regular core box of Legendary to play with this. So literally you are guaranteed to have a hand of comic art mixed with the movie art, and it's not good movie art either. So that's what I'm confused about, is like, why does it look so bad? Come on Upper Deck, hear our cries and fix it.
Liz, I'm sorry. I'm looking back over the chat, and I just want to apologize again. Liz, I'm sorry. I won't pronounce your name. I don't know what I said, but I don't
even know what you said either.
I don't know what I said. But, yeah. Thank you so much for joining the patron. And if you want Roy or Matt to do your patron shout-out, I am more than happy to let them do it. I was not the one that decided to just have me take it over.
Hey, you just put us to shame every single week.
If you're worried about name pronunciation, you should probably have Matt do it. I don't know if you've been listening to the podcast long, but Roy is not the person I would go to.
I was just happy that someone else was getting a name wrong besides me. Adam Sparkles and Darth Gator. So sad. So sad.
Oh, I called you Emily. Oh, crap. Yeah. Girl, last week was crazy. I didn't even want to do the podcast. Like, I even
the podcast didn't want to let us do it either. It was pretty rough.
I was just having a rough week last week. My bad, Liz. I did call you Emily. I remember that now. Oh.
Awesome. I also want to shout out another Kickstarter that's currently live. It just went up like today. Seventh Continent is back on Kickstarter, and this is...
Are they doing that again like they did Gloomhaven?
Yeah, it's like Gloomhaven, and they're bringing Seventh Continent back out, and it looks pretty awesome. I've played the very beginning of the first... It's going to be the same thing. They're just adding like expansions in, and maybe it's like got a different box or something. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited to play more through the game because I feel like there's going to be a lot of stuff to unlock and discover and explore as things go on. They don't have some of the add-ons from the first one. I know they have expansions to add to the first one if you already have the first one. But yeah, Seventh Continent, me and Trevor played it, and it's pretty fun, and I would really like to play it some more, just to unlock and discover some more things.
Man.
So I can talk about it, or actually I guess I can't talk about it.
It's already over $1 million.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I think it's interesting to see games like this in Gloomhaven that did very well and had a lot of hype behind it come back for a second Kickstarter, because assuming their second Kickstarter does well, which they both are doing, it's very easy for them to then translate it into like a retail bid and actually start to like pump it out more continuously.
It's kind of interesting because when the first one's small and then like everybody loves it, but then there's a bunch of people complaining about not being able to get a hold of it because it was just a Kickstarter. It's like all of the backers of the first edition are like your previewers for the second. I mean, it's not even a new edition, just the second printing of the game. So it's like all these people are like, oh my gosh, I love Seventh Continent. It's great. It's fun. Just like Gloomhaven. Oh my goodness, Gloomhaven's great. It's fun. A bunch of people played it and it went through the ringer and everybody said it's great. And then they do the Kickstarter again and everybody who didn't have a chance can jump on. So I don't know. Yeah, it seems like one of those that you'd want to jump onto like Gloomhaven was. So I just love these games with lots of story in it.
Yeah.
Have you looked into it, Matt, much?
Other than what me and Crystal were talking about while the podcast was kind of SOL last week. No, not really. She was talking about it all that and said that she was having a good time with it. And like one of my big caveats with a lot of games, especially cooperative games, is like I really like the exploration aspect of stuff.
Yeah.
And then at some point it turns into something else. A lot of games where it's like, okay, well, we've explored enough, so now we need to build this or do this.
This game feels like it's just like endless exploration. I don't know.
Yeah, which is sort of what I want. So I'll probably end up backing it. Just because. I don't know. But yeah.
Hype. But yeah, one thing about this game, though, is that it's really a solo / 2-player game. It doesn't, like, scale up to higher player counts very well. So, because there's just, I mean, you're basically just all in the same sort of area doing stuff. And if there's, like, a bunch of players playing it, it's not really going to add to the game that much. So, playing it with super low play counts is the way to go for Seventh Continent for sure. So the only complaints I've heard about it at all are people that are like, we're playing 4 players and we really should only be playing like 2 players. So good times. Man. Awesome. So I guess we can get into what we've been playing. We didn't really talk about what we played the other day, Rob, not officially on the podcast.
No, and that was the last thing that I played. So that's what I've been playing. And I played it terribly.
You didn't play terribly. I mean,
I screwed up. I could have beaten you, and I tried to do something that, not knowing the cards, didn't know it wasn't going to do what I wanted to do. Like I thought it was just going to kill everything, and it was not a kill everything card. And so then you won. I was like, oh great, I'll just do this.
We'll name the game and tell people your thoughts on like the decks and stuff like that.
Unicorn glitter.
So Roy and I played Ashes. We got to play with the new decks that came out. The Laws of the Lion and the other thing. I can't remember the name. However, I'm a big Ashes fan. I continue to love Ashes. It's probably still my favorite card game out there. It's just absolutely amazing. We did a quick review of the new stuff that came out, and Ashes is one of those games that's like, I learned this again after playing with Roy. It's not something you can just take out of the box and play. I mean, you can, but like, man, some of the cards do some really great stuff, and you should read the cards.
Yeah.
Because I had some stuff that could do some great stuff, and Roy had some stuff, and not to say that like he wouldn't have still won. Roy's a really good card player. For those that don't know, he used to be the nation's #1 player in Redemption. So
I don't know how much that's saying.
No, but like you're good at card games. I mean, so it doesn't matter. But I love it. I love the artwork. I love some of the stuff that they're doing. I like some of the other Phoenix Borns better than the new Phoenix Borns. Like the more and more I thought about my girl, once you exhaust her, it's not that great what she does. Especially with what your Phoenix Born was able to do, because like you stopped me from doing multiple damage to you. Like I was like, all right, great, I'm just gonna be able to do this, but nope. Every time you exhausted her, so like I had damage going away that I was expecting to be able to do. But that's what I love about the game, because like there are other Phoenix Born where I can do stuff that you can't stop, but then there are other Phoenix Born that are out there that can stop those ideas, and so it's really one of those games where like I like the tournament style of the game because you're going to play against a bunch of different stuff. But it's a great game. The new expansions I do believe are a must, especially with the new dice. Love the new dice. They came out with this like teal horse music dice, and then this
it's all about
white
drawing cards and stuff,
dice.
Which is really cool.
Oh yeah, and
What was the ability on the lion dice? Like if you use the lion head just for the dice ability, what did that do?
See, here's the thing. Here's another thing where I screwed up on. All right, if I did that, I can put the lion dice, one of those lion dice, and I read this after I lost.
Oh no!
You can put one of those die on one of your figures to soak up worth 2 damage. Oh, so like my guys, when you're trying to ping them, you know, when you were doing your little thing to ping them,
so it just makes them even more healthy.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, and so like when you're doing your stuff, I could have had stopped it, but anyway, just playing it out of the box like that, it was fun for what we were doing because we were just trying to do a quick review. I mean, I was in between meetings and I ran over to Roy's and I was like, hey, I've got to leave by X and I've got to do this by X. And so we played really quick, but I love it. It's a lot of fun. It's something that I want to continue to play. My only downside about the game is I wish more people locally played like it.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was Ashes.
I really like the way that Ashes feels with that whole I just love that you start with tons of resources and you have to try to figure out how to best utilize those then play off of what your opponent does. And I always love when the game gets to that point where your opponent's completely exhausted of resources and you're still going for like a few more rounds and you're just like, and now I do this and now do this and now do this. I don't know. It's just fun. So yeah, it's great. It's fun. That deck, I was super skeptical if it was going to do good at all.
At first when you're first reading it, you don't know what's going on, but then all of a sudden you start to realize what's happening and the potential
I saw some of the combos and I'm like, oh man, check this stuff out. I can do this and now I can do this, and I saw everything come together and I stabilized because it's more like a control deck. Control's always like that. Like aggro has to like win real quick, and before the control deck can like wipe the board and like stabilize themselves to be able to fight back, and stabilizing is a big part of that. So it's pretty fun. So that is Ashes, Rise of the Phoenixborn, the brand new expansions that y'all have been waiting for forever for, right?
Well, and now they've got like even more Phoenixborn announced, and man, I don't want to go on a rant or anything like that, but I feel sorry for Isaac, whether he admits it or not, which he probably won't because I get it because of his business and stuff, but like the whole Asmodee merger has really screwed up the Ashes release stuff. And like, for example, like Miniature Market has been getting their hands on some stuff, and so they've been putting out release dates, but Plaid Hat can neither confirm nor deny. And then the release dates that they're putting down for those
leaks and stuff like that
is not actually the real release dates.
Yeah.
And so like it's ticking off a lot of people. So like there's actually 4 more Phoenixborn that have been released from Miniature Market, where they're not released where you can buy them, but they're released that you can see them preview. But they're not coming out anytime soon. And so I just imagine the frustration, you know, if you're that company. The game, I think it's a fantastic game, and it has a lot of potential to do well. But the way it's been released, I mean, they've kind of butchered it, in my personal opinion. Like, nothing's been settled. They've been late on stuff, and that's why they're just now saying, nope, we're not promising anything anymore. Nope, done.
Nice.
So, but
it's rough that there's a whole bunch of leaks and stuff like that.
Like, if you're going to release this stuff, release it. Like, I agree with Adam and other people in the chat. Like, you need to release it on a regular basis. But this whole merger thing, like, for example, these decks that we just played with were supposed to be out earlier in the year, like Q1, Q2.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they were talking about this actually late Q4 of last year. Like, these were supposed to be the big expansions after Gen Con of last year. And then they got pushed back a whole year.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
And for a CCG, that's devastating.
Yeah, it really is.
Because most people don't know if it's going to be solid enough to actually like stay around, and so people might drop off. So
that's okay. Star Wars Destinies is pumping out stuff, right? Is that what the focus is?
No thanks. And yes, they are pumping out stuff.
See, here's the thing, though. My buddy Lee is getting into Star Wars Destiny, him and his daughter, and he's like, man, you need to go ahead and get a starter set.
No, Rob, don't do it.
I'm thinking about doing it, man, just to play with them.
Y'all gonna play online?
What's the starter set? $30?
I think it's some cheap. They're coming for like Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'll probably get it.
Just tell him to bring his starter deck. It's fine.
I don't want to play with somebody else's stuff. Man, I don't know. I'm weird about stuff like that because I'll probably like it and get into it, and then I'll get mad, and Trevor and I will become best friends, and then he'll quit playing with me, or I'll get mad at Trevor because he just buys all this stuff, and I'm like, screw this game. This game was dumb. And then I'm like, Roy, you were right. I just got to run that circle.
Good times, good times. Yeah. Awesome. So Matt, have you had a chance to play anything?
Nope.
Anything exciting going on at all?
I mean, Divinity Original Sin 2 came out for the PC, so I've been playing that.
Oh, what is that?
It's pretty good. It's like an old CRPG, kind of based off like Baldur's Gate type of deal. So I've been playing with some friends. It's neat.
Nice.
I don't know. It's just
what is a CRPG compared to other RPGs?
So CRPG stands for Core RPG. So it's basically just like your old school tabletop RPG tried to be conceptualized in like a video game format. So like how Baldur's Gate, you can move around and stuff, and then when you get into combat, it's like turn-based, and you have sort of like action points to utilize and figure out what you're going to do. Just basically like that, as opposed to something like Diablo or Torchlight, where it's like I don't know what they're...
Is that where you have a map and you move around in combat?
Yeah, I mean, it's still isometric, and you can
right.
move around, and it's not grid-based, so you have sort of flexible movement. But,
that's cool. But you have like certain spaces you can move per turn and stuff like that. And
yeah, it's basically counted in meters, so the engine handles all the work for you, as opposed to like things where, like 4th edition, it's like a square is 5 feet. You can move 10 feet. Go.
We got Scotty while we were at the family reunion the other weekend for my wife. We got Scotty a Sega Classic, which has Shining Force on it, which is basically the same sort of combat system, sort of. So where you move up and then like whack people, but it has like a grid that you.
Oh, bro! Speaking of classic stuff,
yeah, the Super Nintendo Classic is coming up.
Is anybody getting in line for that?
Wait, that's this weekend, right?
Yeah, that's Friday, so you need to get in line Thursday.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about it. We'll see what happens.
From what I've heard, the release is supposed to be bigger and better than the
and it's going to go all the way through 2018 as well. And they're bringing back the NES Classic, which that's the one that I want. Yeah. But the prices are still going to be ridiculous.
Dude, man, the Super Nintendo Classic games are so good. They're so good.
Those Nintendo ones, that Bubble Bobble, man.
Bubble Bobble, yeah. Oh, God.
You need to play some Bubble Bobble with my wife, bro.
That's awesome.
Bro, you're the little dragons and you burp bubbles and you're trying to get to the thing. We never beat it.
Nice. Cool. Well, that sounds awesome, and like a huge amount of time you have to put into any RPG. So,
man.
Sweet. Well, I guess I'll talk about a thing that I've been playing, which is also a card game, which is like the most evil card game ever. Just kidding.
It's not evil. It's a good card game.
I have been playing. I talked to my friend Rodney, who actually taught me how to play Magic the Gathering, and Ryan Ortiz, which is another one of our friends that I used to play Magic with all the time. And we were talking about how we wanted to play some Commander. So I scrummaged together like my old Commander decks and took them over to his house. Like I sold off like almost all of my Magic cards that were worth anything, but I had a few cards from the Commander decks, but they were like all like spread into all these different boxes. I put them back together, and my friend Rodney just has tons and tons of Commander decks, and he just plays with the pre-cons. And we played a bunch of different games of Magic the Gathering Commander, which is like a casual multiplayer format of Magic the Gathering, which is pretty different. It's very interesting. You have to have a deck of 100 cards, and every single one of those cards has to be different. So there's no like super like efficient combos and making sure you get every single card you need. I mean, you can still kind of do that if you like do tutors to grab stuff out of your deck, but the entire format's super slowed down. It gives you a lot more time to play out your cards and do crazy stuff in the game. You always get to see like the big creatures hit, and like those games where it's like, man, look at this really huge creature, but it'll never get played because, I mean, we're going to be dead by turn like 10 when we need to play it. Games of Commander go on way longer, and you're supposed to play multiplayer. Another thing about this is that everybody has a commander, which is like a creature that's basically always able for you to like summon, and when it dies, it goes to your command zone, and then you can just bring it back out again and summon it again. So it's like a legendary creature that you can just always bring out over and over again, and majority of the time your deck is built around whatever special ability that has, so that you can just utilize that over and over again. And I actually had a lot of fun. I hadn't played in like a really long time, and I remember
it's such a good game.
I remembered that that Commander was the format that I actually really enjoyed in Magic, because it's not competitive. It's just you're sitting around doing crazy fun stuff. I played a deck where the point of the deck was just to make everybody draw as many cards as possible. So we were all drawing through our deck and getting to see all the cool cards, but also every time people drew a card, it was doing 1 damage to them. So I was just like, hey, everybody draw cards. And they're like, oh, cool, we get to draw cards. And I'm like, hey, keep drawing cards. And they're like, oh, man, now we're taking damage for drawing cards. And I'm like, and now draw more cards. And so they're like, stop making us draw cards. It was pretty fun. And there were lots of crazy combos going off all the time like you do in Magic. And we just had a lot of fun with it. Even though I think that collectible card games are evil, Commander's not that bad of a format because it's not really serious. I mean, I guess you can make anything serious in a collectible card game, but the Commander precon decks that you can get are like super solid too. That's like all my friend has for Commander is just a ton of the precon decks, and he just switches out which one he wants to play with. So it's super interesting. I'd like to see if you'd play it. I think Matt would actually like this format of Magic because it's like more low key, and you just get to like play around with the cool cards. It seems like a thing that you might enjoy more than the super competitive version of it. I don't know. Could be fun. If Ryan or Rodney or Rob ever wants to play.
Oh, bro, I love Magic.
And you've never played Commander, right?
I've never played Commander.
Yeah.
So I'd be down. Do you guys remember that Betrayal at Baldur's Gate's coming out next month?
Oh, yeah.
The new Betrayal at House on the Hill? Man, October's going to be like a good month, man.
I'm excited. That's going to be pretty cool. I hope that's awesome. So we'll see. Did they say when it was going to come out? Is it going to come out in time for Halloween or
around Halloween or something like that?
Gotcha. That's cool.
The release date on Amazon is the 20th.
I still really need to play the expansion for Betrayal at House on the Hill. I still have it sitting.
Bro, I sold all mine.
Well, I got it, so we can play it. I still love Betrayal.
I'll only play with it
too.
Oh, you have it, Matt? I know you got the expansion, and then you're like, oh, you already got the expansion.
I bought the expansion because I was going to give it to you, I think, for your birthday or for something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I was just like, okay. And then you were like, I got it. I was like, well, I guess I'll just buy the base game.
It was super cheap. It was hard to not spend like $12.
Like, okay, no.
Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. Well, I guess we can go ahead and get into our topic for tonight, which is protecting your games, which might have been stirred on by thinking about sleeving and unsleeving all these cards that I've been doing here recently, trying to put stuff together. But yeah.
Okay. Just think about sleeving 7th Continent. It's only like, what, 1,600 cards? It's like trying to sleeve all your legendary.
The problem with sleeving 7th Continent is how much space it would take up. Like, sleeving cards, like, triples or doubles the space that something takes up.
Yeah.
It at least doubles the space that it takes up. So, it would no longer fit in that nice box. It barely fits in the box as it is. That thing is solid. Awesome. So, do you guys do anything to protect your games?
It depends on the game. But, yeah. Yes, I mean, I sleeve my stuff, or I organize it so it's not all like slashing around like a big slush pile in the box or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, I'll do like baggies or like individual, like little sandwich container stuff. But I like for my stuff to be in good shape.
Nice.
Boom. How about you guys? This is great.
I do sleeve some of my stuff. It just depends. Do you sleeve any of your games, Matt? I know you probably don't have like all that CCG sleeves or anything sitting around.
Actually, I have a couple that I got. I think Ultra Pro gave out like a bunch on the cruise I went to.
Oh, nice.
They just had like a ton in grab bags, and then at the end of the cruise, they were like, "Hey man, free grab bags up for grabs," and I was just like, "Cool, I'll just take all this stuff." So I have a bunch of random stuff. I have
That's cool.
4 copies of Poop the card game. Never played it. Don't really have a desire to. It is here. It's great.
Yeah. I sleeve games depending on several things. Like if the cards are not like super like amazing, then I might be like, okay, I might like try to sleeve this to make it last a little bit longer. Or if it's a game where you just like constantly have the cards in your hand. Or if it's one that just only has very few cards, like I sleeve like every copy of Love Letter that I have just because it's like 16 cards. It's super easy to throw them in sleeves, and you're always handling those cards whenever you play Love Letter.
Yeah.
So,
see, I like sleeves though, man, because like for example, like when I play Ashes and stuff, I like the sleeves because I like the way they look.
Yeah.
Like sometimes like it gets me in the mood a little bit. Like I think for some of my Ashes sleeves, like I have like the Game of Thrones Targaryen house sleeves and some.
Oh, that's awesome.
I've got some other cool ones with like some skulls and things like that.
So you specifically go buy the ones that have really cool looking artwork on them.
Oh yeah, I mean, because if I'm gonna sleeve it, I want it to look good. If it's like a common card, I don't care. It doesn't get a sleeve. But if it's like a game that I'm gonna play, like for example, when I used to play Magic the Gathering, I would buy certain sleeves that would match the deck that I would build. Like for example, so my aggro deck always had like the picture of like a dragon or something on it because it was fast, it was quick, it just went in. And then for some of my other laid back decks, I may have had like a huge monster that was like slow to get there, but once it got there, it wrecked the city. I don't know. When I look at the artwork, whatever it is, even if it's just like the simple house sigil from Game of Thrones, like the Starks or the Targaryen, like it gets me hype. Like I'm just like, bro, y'all killed Robb Stark at that Red Wedding. I'm gonna kill all of you for revenge or something like that.
That's awesome.
So.
I remember back like the national tournament that like was the national tournament where I did super good. This was when Ultra Pro just came out, like the very first time they ever came out with like sleeves with pictures on the back of them. And I had these sleeves, and I think they were like from a famous artist that did like maybe it's like Elmore or something like that. But it was this like lady riding like a red dragon, and I was the only person there with like sleeves with any kind of graphic on the back of it. Everybody else's was just like plain colors, and I was going through and like beasting people, and it was pretty fun. And everybody's like, "Oh, cool! Where'd you get those sleeves?" I was like, "I got them at like the card shop." Like, I don't know what to tell you, but yeah,
I love it.
So
I want to play Ashes so bad.
It was a lot of fun.
Everybody in chat, just come to my house. Let's play Ashes.
Nice.
Just hit up Lindsay again, and you can get all that insider information on the Dogmite stuff. Because isn't she coming out with a game she made?
Oh, Lindsay?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if she's still doing all the Ashes stuff or not, but
no, she's with another company.
Yeah, she's
like
working
she's
with
a
Dogmite
band
now
and stuff. But yeah.
Nice. I pretty much know the answer to this question, but have you ever used or thought of using coin cases to protect tokens or anything like that?
Mm-hmm.
What is that, Rob?
Well, I mean, you've seen my collection and stuff. I've got, back in my closet down here in my dungeon, I've got a whole bag full of leftover like coin stuff or sandwich stuff or like little soup containers or something. Like, bro, me in the dollar store, you go there, you can get like all those like little plastic containers you get like 8 for $1. It's fantastic. It just makes it so much easier for sorting and stuff. Like for a game like Ashes, like you have the red tokens, the green tokens, the blue tokens, rather than just getting everything in a pile. Nope, put all the red in this one, all the blue. So I'm constantly using that constantly using that stuff.
When you go to stores, are you like me and are like, what does this store have that could be used for my hobbies or my board game collection? It's like,
most of the time.
It's like, I'm going to Walmart. Let me go look at the Plano boxes and see if there's any specific ones that might fit in a specific game that would be really cool or something like that. So be like, hey, I could use this as a storage solution for this game or that, or whatever. Or at the arts and crafts store, it's like, oh, look at all these cool bags that I could organize different things in.
Oh yeah, like at like my Mansions of Madness 2nd edition.
Yeah.
I had to kind of customize it a little bit, but I went to the hobby section, I think of Walmart, like where you make necklaces and beads, and they have like all the containers. And I cut out a couple of the middle sections because like for some of the puzzle pieces are really big, but everything else, like it's all in there. Or some people use like fishing tackle boxes and stuff.
Yeah.
Those can get kind of expensive.
Yeah, there's all sorts of crazy stuff you can do to store and protect your games. I've seen for games like the Lord of the Rings or Arkham Horror LCG, they have the tokens that you're always grabbing out of the bag, and also with like Runebound 3rd edition, or is whatever the newest Runebound is. I think it's 3rd edition. Yeah, Runebound 3rd edition has those coins that you flip, and also Rune Wars has the little tokens that you're flipping all the time. And like after you handle those a bunch, I feel like they're gonna get worn out. So you can get coin cases that you can actually like put on those that are made for like collectible coins, and you can look online and find the correct measurements. I think for most of those, I think it's like 26 millimeters or something like that. And you can get these coin cases you can put on those to not only protect them, but also makes them feel like they're plasticky and have more heft to them, especially when you're like handling them all the time. So those are pretty cool things too that you can get to protect your game.
Oh yeah.
What do you do for storage or protection of your games while they're in boxes, Matt?
I put them in boxes.
You just put them back in the box that they came in, or? Gotcha.
Basically, I mean, like I play games. I play my games so infrequently that it almost doesn't matter. I'm more prone to damaging the exterior of the box than I am to components themselves.
Gotcha.
Just because, I mean, currently I don't even have a storage solution, so they're literally just all a pile behind me. I also have a pile of books that I'm never going to read beside it. It's fine.
Matt's just collecting piles.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. I'm going, oh, look, there's a big hole in me. So
you're like, this pile could be a little taller. This pile could be a little taller.
Bro, the new Spider-Man came out today.
Nice. Speaking of Spider-Man Homecoming.
Sorry. on Apple iTunes, it came out to download.
Oh, gotcha, but it's not on DVD.
No, not. I don't do Blu-rays anymore.
So you rent movies through Apple?
No, I buy them.
Oh, you buy them?
Yeah, you get them like a month earlier, and you get all this special stuff. Like I get all the special features and all that kind of stuff. The only thing is, like, when one country bombs our country and I lose internet, I won't be able to watch them. But watching movies, then I'll be somebody's sex slave that they're gonna have their way with me.
The other thing I feel like is. Since no one actually reads the terms of service, the majority of the places that you can buy movies from have a very stipulated sort of thing to where if at any point in time they find your account to be not worthwhile, they can just take that from you, and then all the money you spent is gone.
What? They can take my movies from me?
Basically, yeah. So that's
Apple better not take my movies from me. You know how many movies I bought from Apple? I checked this the other day. It's up to 58 movies I bought on Apple iTunes.
That's crazy.
That's not too bad.
No, it's not too bad, but still, though, like, I used to, like, not do that stuff, and then it just got real easy to just lay in bed and, like, oh, buy? Sure. Okay.
That's my issue. Is, like, I hate, digital things bother me, where it's just like, buy this digital movie. It's only $10. 10 what? For what?
Exactly.
The streaming ability? I pay $10 a month for Netflix, for everything that I want.
Yeah, but Netflix is getting ready to. Netflix and Disney are no longer friends.
That's fine.
No, Disney's starting their own streaming service. So like all the
everybody wants you to pay for 37 different streaming services. It's so annoying.
Hey, I'd pay for the Disney one, man. That Disney, man. I don't care.
Yeah, but you're gonna be paying
a whole
for
new world.
For Disney streaming, you're gonna be paying for Netflix streaming.
That's all I pay for.
If you want to watch Star Trek, you have to pay. I'm not gonna do that, but you have to pay for that streaming. It's like.
And then there's all the startup streaming ones too. They're like, hey man, there's this obscure YouTube series. You'll try to download VRV, and you're like, what is this? I don't understand.
Of streaming services,
and then it's just not available.
Oh yeah, YouTube Red wants you to have that to be able to do their shows.
Did you guys see that
I
new
hate
thing?
YouTube Red. It is very bad.
I just hate YouTube Red trying to shove it, or YouTube trying to shove it down my throat all the time.
Oh yeah, no, it's forced on me because I subscribe to Google Play Music so that I get unlimited music. And they're like, hey, we'll just throw in YouTube Red for free. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Ad-free stuff, that's fine. I mean, I use an ad blocker, so I don't see it anyway, but whatever. And then it's just like, cool, YouTube Red and stuff. But it does this thing where if I'm trying to listen to music on my phone and play YouTube at the same time, so if I find something and I'm trying to find it in the Google Play Store so that I can put it in one of my playlists, and I play it on my phone, it disables playback on YouTube on my computer for like 3 minutes.
What?
Because my account's being used in 2 separate places, and they're like, "Oh, it's fraud," and I'm like, "I don't want it. I don't want it. I can't disable it. I can't get rid of it." I'm like, "Oh my god, this is bad. It's so bad."
You got to sign out and watch YouTube without it.
Right, and I'm just like, that is dumb. I have to open an incognito.
Then you can't like all our videos.
Did you guys see that new? Speaking of streaming, that new game streaming service like Dizit or Dixit or something like that?
Oh, wait, what?
It's on GoFundMe or something like that. It's not on Kickstarter, but it's like it'll actually teach you how to play board games.
Oh yeah, it teaches you. Yeah.
But here's the thing though, it's not free. Like you have to buy the games, and if you back it on its like GoFundMe page, you'll get like X amount of tokens, and one token will either give you 1 month free subscription, or you can permanently download that game and have access to it forever. Dies. Yes, that's what I'm talking about, Pascal. Thank you.
Yeah, it looks interesting. And I mean, from the graphics I've seen, it looks really cool. Like I saw one where
it looks cool, but
Blood Rage
that's
is doing
another streaming service that they're
yeah, but all
now.
it is for the rules. You're just getting the rules. And the problem for me is I don't forget rules very often. I mean, unless I have to look something up, and I can just look that up in the rule book. So it's like I would hate to pay a ton of money to like once I learn it, I've learned it, you know? So
oh man.
I don't know. I think it's an interesting concept, and they have a ton of different game developers.
I hope the cost isn't too much, so it makes the barrier to entry really easy.
Freaking Rising Sun and Blood Rage are both on it now.
That's cool. I already know how to play both those games.
I was going to say, what was it? Grey Fox added some other stuff to it. Well, but like my point is, like I can't necessarily go find and watch it played for a lot of the games that I have. So I have to either look up like obscure people who are telling me rules who might not be as
not as concise. Not even close.
What if we made some like crazy, stupid, like totally not right watch and played videos? Oh, you want to play Blood Rage? First one to lose blood wins, or something like that. Or something.
It's already been done.
I'm back.
There's a guy who has a channel called like Shut Up and Watch Games Played Happen or something like that. I don't remember the name of his channel, but it's basically just like
amazing.
It's just like a parody of Shut Up and Sit Down and Watch It Played and the Secret Cabal and all those guys. He's basically just parodying all that, and he just makes fun of games. Not really makes fun of them, but like just makes fun of the way that they show off games, which is pretty hilarious.
Side note, Adron, I apologize. Rising Sun's supposed to come out next year.
Yeah.
Q4 2020, baby, it's coming.
I'm just hoping it's by then.
They keep showing updates. I guess they're doing things.
Bro, they're showing updates on that Song of Ice and Fire with the terrain. Man, that looks good. I'm excited for that when it finally comes out.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Song of Ice and Fire comes out before.
We still need to start EGN RPG, the various smells of wood. Bro, Adam, I'm waiting for you to get here to do all that stuff. once you get here, bro, we will knock out all this stuff. I also want to do a video of me just talking smoothly and nicely into the microphone. It could even be about pizza. In fact, I could be eating Matt's pizza while doing that. That would be great.
Start doing like ASMR videos for board games.
Exactly. Bro, that's what's going to be. Rob ASMR.
I'll talk deep into the microphone about your pepperonis and your sausage balls.
Oh, man. That's...
Why?
I love sausage.
Man,
we know.
To be fair though, I tried to watch one ASMR video and it's just like it sounds like somebody's just like chewing macaroni into the microphone.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it.
What is ASMR?
It's supposed to help people go to sleep or something, or it's slightly weirdly.
I think it stands for like
people were saying how they liked how I was so nice on like the Patreon stuff. They're like, hey, you should make a video.
Yeah.
It literally that's what it's for. It's designed to de-stress or give people like less anxiety. It's a way to relax. So people will put it on while they're doing something else or trying to go to sleep, and it sort of is like white noise, but instead of being white noise, it's just somebody with a very
creepy people whispering and making weird smacky noises into the microphone.
You know who'd be great at whispering? I miss him doing this. You guys remember when we used to do
AJ?
Twitch? Yeah, AJ. The nights I couldn't make it, and I would just like watch you guys and listen in, and just AJ just like, hey everybody, Roy is over there
playing the game, hollering and screaming,
and he is just talking craziness into the mic. Oh, I miss that. What a fun guy.
Awesome.
Hey everybody, I'm just gonna come over here and just start touching stuff, and he was like, it has nothing to do with the game. Like, what are you talking about, man? But it's so hilarious. I would literally get on Twitch just for AJ, because you guys wouldn't read the comments until like 10 minutes later, and so when I make my joke, it's not even funny. You're like, okay, Robert, like whatever. AJ though, that was fun.
Nice. So back to protecting games. Do you guys use deck boxes at all for anything?
No, but we should do some pizza boxes to Matt's house so he can deliver me pizza.
Nice.
Man. Deck boxes. I've got a couple deck boxes that I bought, and I will do deck boxes if I'm going to tournaments. Because, like, for example, Ashes, it's a big box. I don't want to carry it around. It's heavy, and if I already have my deck made, like if you're going to a tournament, you can't really change up too many stuff.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'll put it in a deck box.
I have deck boxes for like a lot of my different games, like just like the $2 Ultra Pro deck boxes, like games that have cards in them. Instead of like just putting the cards in like a bag, if there are enough cards to fill up one of those deck boxes, I'll just be like, put it in a deck box, throw that in the box. Yeah. Or like Twilight Imperium. The deck boxes are also cool because they fit those the short cards, but they can like lay flat inside the deck box. Like, so for Mansions of Madness 2nd edition, like all of the small cards fit in one of those deck boxes. So I'm just like, just throw them all in one deck box, and it makes them easy to throw out on the table instead of having them like in different bags for the different types or anything crazy like that. I also have like my ships for Twilight Imperium and the tech tree cards, depending on the color, in one of those deck boxes too, for Twilight Imperium 3. Which I guess is now obsolete.
Get out of here, person typing that stupid stuff.
No, it's just Korean.
I don't care what it is.
Jesus.
Wait.
I can't read it. You've got to go. And I can only
read
Spanish
somebody
and English.
That's totally messed up. Somebody
How's that totally messed up?
That's incredibly how do I put this? I don't know.
Me?
Regime exclusive, yeah.
Bro, here's the thing. We don't know what they're saying. What if they're saying now, unless they translate it as Robert is a sexy beast? I don't know what they're saying.
I'll tell you what it says. I'm going to figure it out. Since
Rob does have so much power now. And here's the other thing, Adam. I would love for you to move down here. But doesn't your wife have like a really good job up there? So,
what'd you say it was? It looked like Korean, right?
I don't know what it was. I didn't say Korean. I'm not racist. I don't know what that stuff is. I just know that it wasn't board game related.
90%
I am proud of myself, Mark. If I could block you, I'd block you so hard. Oh,
it's got an emoji. How can you be mad? It doesn't translate to anything that.
Mark, I just reported your message to YouTube.
Oh boy!
What just happened?
I have no idea.
Rob's just making a computer somewhere and go, "How is this bad?"
But yeah, it just says.
Amy's got my back. She says it's Korean. It's fine.
Listen, power does corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. That is true. But I'm not corrupt.
I Google translated, no and it just looks like a name. Really. So I don't get it.
Did you do the whole thing? Because there's 3 characters that I assume represent a name. There's 2 characters before that.
Say what?
Oh, Mark said he Google translated and it said hello. Okay, well now I know that's definitely not what they said since Mark Cale said that. Don't trust anything Mark Cale says.
Diversity in board games, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly. Yeah. I do like.
Why did you give Mark as a moderator? I just want to block him just because it's so fun.
Oh my goodness!
It's called checks and balances, Bob.
Checks and balances.
Yeah. Well, if he's still listening,
say you're sorry.
I'm not sorry.
So we need new co-hosts, and no, I'm just kidding.
Hey, I'll take a break if y'all need. Yeah, I'll take a break.
We need all the South Korean allies we can get right now. So
they need to get out of there because it's about to get crazy, man.
I mean, you're not wrong, but anyway, cool. So next topic about protecting your deck. I know we've talked about this a little bit. Have you guys used any like official game organizers for any of your games? You know, all these companies make all these crazy organizers, and they can help protect your game when you're traveling around with
them. Dang, Adam, you're already trying to get rid of me that fast? Gosh, you're terrible. I do not use game organizers because I spend that money on games.
Yeah. Some of them are pretty pricey.
Adam hurt my heart right there.
I do feel like I agree with you, though. Like, a lot of these game organizers are amazing, and they look great, and they make the game look great in the box, and they can fit all the different components and, like, even make the game easier to set up. But they're normally, like, the price of the game, if not more than the game itself. And it's like, I could just like, buy another game, you know? It's like,
yeah, I mean,
the game is $30 and the organizer is $30. It's like you could just get another $30 game.
Yeah, I'd rather do that. Like, oh man, speaking of another game, I just got Rhino Hero Super Battle.
Have you played it yet?
No, it's still in shrink, man. Like the last 8 games I bought are still in shrink.
There you go.
Yeah, I will play that one though. I'm excited. I will play that, and I got it because they recently released it, and so I saved like $15 by waiting. But yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever looked at the board game organizers or anything like that, Matt? That they have for all these games?
I have one for Blood Rage.
Oh, you bought one? Oh, did you win one?
Yeah. No, I bought one.
Oh, nice. Yeah, those can be.
I don't know. I was having trouble with Blood Rage because I'm like, hey, you just throw a bunch of plastic in a box and you hope it works. And I was just like, I don't know. But I feel like it's not for every game, but it definitely does help. I got some other, they're not necessarily like total organizers, but I got like things for the Euro games that I have, like Terraforming Mars and Great Western Trail. There's a guy who does like these things where it's just like a plexiglass covering so that the cubes don't like fly all over the place.
That's
and I'm
amazing.
Like, dude, I love this. And they were...
I did see that. They're not that expensive either.
Nah, I think...
I've got something like that for like the Eclipse cubes and stuff like that back in the day.
And it's just like, I mean, I really like stuff like that just kind of simplifies the game.
Yep. And it can also help protect your player boards and stuff like that too.
Because that player board is not coming out anymore, I don't think.
Hey, I will say this. When we played Blood Rage with Tim at Cool Mini or Not Expo, like those player organizers, that was pretty cool. That was pretty legit.
I mean, there's a lot of them that are very similar to that
fit in
for a
there
bunch of different games
and stuff like that. Like I really liked it, and it was wood, and it like stacked real nice, and it was real clean. Like I'll give props because those people that make them, I guess they just love puzzles to be able to figure out how to do everything and how to have everything fit
and
properly.
But laser cut it all and put it all in there.
Yeah, Tim's setup is ridiculous. I'm not talking to you right now, Adam. Get off. What are you doing? Just get out of here.
Oh yeah, Liz, my gaming insert's actually from Go Set 'em Gaming. Like I really like Tim's setup, but like I wasn't even sure that I would need how his is set up to where it's like each individual soldier has like a placement. And I was just like, I don't need that. So mine has like a box for the armies and then spots for the actual monsters, the other big ones.
I think.
And you did that Game 07 one?
Yeah.
I think it's only more important when like you have them all painted and you don't want them touching against each other and all that stuff. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like if there's a game that like is like this is my favorite game, or like this is a game that I love, and you just try to find ways to bling it out and make that game even better. You know, I thought about getting there was an amazing organizer for Twilight Imperium that like organized everything from like all the expansions and everything in the giant box for it. And I'm glad at this point that I didn't, since 4 is out now. But there's tons of awesome organizers that can help protect your game as you move them around and keep it organized and make it easier to set up. So you can do like the Broken Token or like Go 7, or like there's even people that make the foam core inserts, and you can actually like get those for your stuff. And there's all sorts of like setups, and you can also find places that teach you how to cut out foam core inserts for those too. I know Rob Searing from Insert Here does a bunch of foam core stuff, and I know that if you go to the Esoteric Order of Gaming, Universal Head, he does a bunch of like player aids that help you like teach and learn the games faster. But he also does a bunch of like schematics for how to cut out foam core inserts for a bunch of games too, which is pretty cool. Like he'll do a foam core insert, but he'll make the schematic for all the inches you need for all the different setups to make one exactly like he does. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So if you wanna go hobby on your making your own insert, you can do that as well. Yeah. Do you have any specific rules for food and snacks around your games?
No. All right. You know, there's something up.
Matt's like, the only rule is that it has to be there.
That's a good point, man. That's pretty solid. Can't have a game day if you're not, eating.
Yeah, there's got to be snacks.
So,
especially if you're trying to bust through as many games of Pandemic Legacy as possible.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. I think I posted a picture that like Ryan or you had sent me, and AJ or Ryan was sitting beside a bowl of dip, and they're like, "Oh no, how do they have that food so close to Pandemic Legacy?" And like, "Cause we're a boss. That's how."
How do you not? It's Pandemic Legacy. You just rip the card up anyway.
We know how to like wipe our hands too, and like be respectful of people's stuff.
Yeah, I think there's people that are way too overprotective of their games sometimes, but I haven't had too much of an issue with that. So
yeah,
but yeah. Are there any games that you're more likely to try to keep them in good condition than others?
Oh,
I know when you've gotten like your brand new Kickstarters in, Rob, you're like, we got to be very careful with this. This is brand new.
Well, you know how I'm so careful with it? I just don't open it.
Hey.
Or I sell it. Like I sold Massive Darkness.
Did it actually happen?
Oh
yeah.
How much did you get for?
I did pretty good. I'm not upset with myself. But here's the thing. I sold it though because Roy was right. Like, I have so much Zombicide stuff.
Yeah.
And I went pretty hard on Zombicide Green Horde.
Uh-huh.
And it's just like a game like Massive Darkness. It's the same reason I didn't back Gloomhaven. Yeah. It's like I'd want to play the campaign, but with my lifestyle and business and everything and how many times we play games, like I just couldn't do it. However, Green Horde, I have no desire to like go through the whole campaign for Green Horde. Like I love, you guys have never played before? Let's play this impossible like level hard that requires 7 people with 4 people. With Zombicide. And so like, I don't know. Knowing what I know now, I won't back games like that. Just because I know my schedule. Like it'll really bother me if I start to play that game and I can't finish it. Just like it'd really bother me if I couldn't finish Gloomhaven. And I don't want to play it unless I can finish it. Because the one day we did play it, I enjoyed it a lot. And I was like, nope. Like if somebody wanted to pull out, because I know Hector got it and some other people got it. I think you got it too. Like if you guys ever need like a guy to jump in, sure. I'd be happy to jump in, Matt and Hector and stuff. But like, Yeah, if I ever bought it, like it would really bother me that I could not complete it because it just looks so great. In Massive Darkness, it looked good. I mean, the minis looked fantastic and everything, and I got a lot of it. But like, I just don't like playing games solo. Not board games. I don't like playing board games solo. Yeah. So anyway, sorry.
Good call. Have you ever had any crazy issues? Like Ambi in chat said that someone spilled beer on their copy of Deception Murder in Hong Kong. Have you ever had anybody like do anything crazy with any of your games that made you flip out at all?
I'd kill them.
You just kill them. Like if it happened, they'd be dead. I'm not in jail, so it obviously hasn't happened.
No, I mean. Well, I take that back. I did have a kid one time spill like a soda on a couple cards and stuff like that, but we got it to it quickly. It's not like I just let it sit there. You know, like if you get to the card pretty quickly, yeah. So
my soon-to-be brother-in-law, when we first started hanging out with him or whatever, we played Marvel Legendary. And every single time he'd play a card, he would like bend it and like pop it on the table, like. I'm like, hey, be a little bit gentler with the cards, man. I mean, I'm glad you're enjoying the game and slamming them down, but you don't have to curl them when you play them. Oh my goodness, because I mean, I don't sleeve my legendary because it's way too much to sleeve all those cards. But it's just like pop, pop, pop. I'm like, okay. And I normally never freak out about anything. Like I have people play my games and stuff all the time. But I was just like, when I actively see the cards being bent in front of me, I'm just like, we could be a little bit gentler with those. Good times.
Yeah, there's some like pretty terrible stories going on right now in chat. Somebody's children vomited on a game. Adam's son
just trying to give him the full Dracon experience.
Oh, nice.
Took all the Dead of Winter minis or guys and had like a zombie war.
Yeah.
I would have grounded my child after that. Go to your room.
What?
Just because they had a zombie war with your game?
Don't touch my stuff. That's my stuff. I paid for that stuff. You know how much stuff I buy for my children? My children are spoiled. I love my daughters to death, and they already have me wrapped around their finger. They know exactly what to do. They get their games, I get my games. Don't touch daddy's games. Those are daddy's games. You got to be at least this tall to touch daddy's games, and none of them are. So boom.
I did go into the kitchen one day after the kids had been in the run into the game room, and Sushi Go was just spread out all over the kitchen floor. And I'm just like, why?
Yes. No,
why?
I was over at your house, bro. We were doing a review. This was like a couple weeks ago. What were we doing?
It was more than a couple weeks ago, but yeah, we were probably.
It was a while ago. Yeah, you walked in there, and I just remember hearing you yell. Was Matt there? Matt, were you there?
I don't think so.
Yeah, they came in and snuck and grabbed Sushi Go and took it out into the other room and just spread Sushi Go everywhere. Doing? I'm like, this game is not for babies. Good times.
Like, Dad, look, it's got cute little smiley faces on it.
You don't touch my stuff.
They can play the games.
If they ask my permission, they can play the game.
Supervision is important. So, it's funny. There's certain levels of board games. Like if it's a board game that I hate, that has came into the kids collection somehow, I'm like, oh yeah, you guys can play that by yourself. But Rhino Hero or some other crazy Haba game, I'm like, no. Daddy has to be with you to play this game. We want to make sure it stays in good condition.
Okay, real quick, shout out to Heather.
Yeah.
For that amazing text she sent you earlier.
Oh yeah.
What are you gonna do if that comes in and they're you just see Scotty with the ships all lined up, and your daughter, I won't say her name online, but your daughter, just chewing on a card.
I would be sad. That's why Twilight Imperium is on the very top shelf. They're gonna have to be quite a bit older before you be able to grab that one. It's also very heavy.
Weighs as much as they do. So
you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
I think you're at that point you're risking more child injury.
Exactly.
Speaking of
child injury,
broken rib.
If they make it to the top, real quick though, if they make it to the top and pull that game down, they deserve to play it. If they climb all the way up there,
that's when you know that they're ready. That's when you know it's like, okay, you have come of age.
Yes.
I feel like at their current size, what they're going to do is try to like scale the front of the bookcase like a spider monkey, and then they're going to get to the top, and the weight's just going to pull the whole thing down, and then the whole thing's going to come crashing down, and it's just going to be.
You're giving me anxiety, Matt.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
Hey, congrats, Adron, on the expecting child. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, kids
congratulations.
Are awesome. With all the horror stories, kids.
When
are
we gonna do an RPG, man? I don't know if you guys follow Adam Sparks or Adam Sparkles.
Yeah.
I know he does Sparkles on Instagram for his board games, but dude has been making like a lot of fantasy maps and stuff and using all the crystals and stuff lately. It's getting me all excited. Like I wanna do an RPG.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
We need to quit talking about stuff and just do it.
The problem with RPGs is that it has to be planned out at least a little bit. So,
I mean, we could technically get like
freestyle
5th edition like
modules,
books and just sort of like jump into like the.
I have tons of modules for 4th that could easily just be turned into 5th. Just be like, man, okay.
Can we do those rules though with like a Stranger Things universe? Or who's the one that has the Stranger Things?
We did have a patron message us saying that they want us to play the what's the name of the game, Matt?
Tales from the Loop.
Yeah, Tales from the Loop. Like they'd love to see us play some Tales from the Loop.
Man, I want to like, especially now that we're getting closer. We're like a month away. I think it's the end of October. I am so looking forward to that. Like, if you guys want to come over to my house and cuddle up and just get on the couch.
Do we figure out what day of the week that is?
It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. It could be
whichever day. Just make it happen.
Whatever day. Like, yeah.
Nice. So are there any games that you would think are collector's items that you specifically want to like make sure are in pristine condition? Is there like a specific game or like a game that's special to you that you need to keep protected?
No.
You're like,
I try to keep my stuff in good shape, but like to me, it's like a good book. It's worn because I've used it.
Yeah.
Like my Game of Thrones box is bent and a couple of the edges are ripped and stuff it's because I love the game. I've played my copy of that game like almost 40 times plus, and that's a lot of plays for that game because it's not a short game. No, man, like I just want my stuff to be in good shape and good order, but like I don't have a game that it's like gonna go in a glass case. Like, don't do this or anything like that. Now I have some game covers that like I may rip the cover off and have them framed just because I had them signed by the artist and the designer of the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I bought my games
to play them,
to eventually play them. I don't know when. Like, man, I have that Magic Maze or the what's that one where you can't say anything to each other? The dungeon. It's like the purple box. I can't get up because I'm not wearing pants. Or I'd go get up and grab the game.
Isn't that Magic Maze?
Is it this the new one that came out at Gen Con that you brought home?
Yeah.
For me?
Yes.
Man, that looks so cool. Like, I want to play that game, but it just ticks me off because if I look over my left shoulder, it's like right over there, just still in shrink.
Oh, yeah, that's sad. But I think we'd like that game because, like, real-time cooperative, but you have to, like, you're not allowed to talk. So you have to move pieces and just look at someone being like, because each person is only allowed to move a specific direction.
Yes.
And you're trying to go through the maze. And it's like, okay, I move north.
With our full group.
You need
with Hector, with AJ, with Ryan.
So we can all get mad at each other for not moving properly.
That'd be so much fun.
Yeah. That would be awesome. For me, the only one is, and I mean, the cover's not even in that good of a shape, but Dune, just because I know it's worth a lot of money, and that's the only reason. It's like, and the cards inside of there are like not super good quality, just because like the game is older than I am. It's got all these like paper cards, basically. They're not like paper, but they're like
aren't they redoing the movie?
I heard that they were redoing something for Dune, which is pretty exciting. But I don't really want to play it without like sleeving those cards, and they're kind of like in weird shape. Like I don't think they're like a good size to sleeve. Like I don't think I can find sleeves that perfectly fit them. And on top of that, the components themselves are kind of like, but I don't want to like mess up the game when I know how much it's worth. So, but normally I wouldn't own a game like that. So, but my awesome brother got it for me for my birthday year before last because he saw me talking about wanting to play my dad's copy. So,
hey Matt, when are we gonna go see the new Blade Runner, bro?
When does it come out?
Like early October.
Let's do it.
I heard that.
I've heard preliminary reviews are pretty stellar.
Who was it that got the rights to? I heard that there's a Blade Runner board game actually coming out.
Oh, we'll see how that goes.
I know, right? I think it was
Cryptozoic. They get a lot of movie stuff.
I think it might have been IDW, but like so many of these licensed games, it's always like.
I mean, I'll actually take that because they use John Gilmore for a lot of their games.
So yeah. So they can make some solid stuff.
Pretty good with it.
It's always scary, and until they announce like an amazing designer that does good work, and then you can just be like, oh, thank goodness. Or like there's people involved that are amazing. Until then, it's just always like, oh man, they took this amazing IP. Like, the Labyrinth board game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like terrible. And the people who made that did a reskin of the Labyrinth board game with like the Dark Crystal. It's just a reskin of the same game, basically.
See, I'm excited for.
It makes me sad.
For the new Walking Dead game that Cryptozoic did that I backed on Kickstarter.
When is that coming out? That was forever ago.
It's supposed to come out in November. But the two brothers that created Descent from FFG, they're the ones that made the game.
Yeah, I heard good things about it. So
yeah, that's one that I'm pretty pumped about.
Awesome. So we talked about games a whole bunch, so I guess we should end up closing this thing out.
I guess.
You guys are super awesome. We could do Patron of the Week this week.
We can. Hold on 1 second. I'm just trying to do something.
We do want to say thanks so much to all of our amazing patrons. We had our patron hangout last week, and even though we had hiccups, we had a blast talking to some of our awesome patrons. Hopefully, next time we do a hangout, we can get some more of our awesome patrons. We have so many amazing people that help us do the show and things like that.
And you know who one of those patrons are?
Who?
Well, let me tell you about this patron. This patron is an absolute animal, and I mean that in the greatest way possible. The patron I'm talking about tonight, hold on, the email's up. Now I know who this patron is. And I am talking about the one and the only Kyle Gilroy. Kyle freaking Gilroy. Kyle Gilroy, man, with the name like that, I would slap my teacher. I would just, shut up, I'm in charge. Kyle Gilroy, that is a freaking awesome name. Because, like, you could get away with so much stuff. Like they used to call me Kilroy, but after I killed that kid, we changed it to Gilroy. Like, I would do a lot of, like, I hope you're a good person. You've got to be an amazing person because, one, you back the Patreon. But Kyle Gilroy, if I had your name, woo, buddy, I would be a heathen. I would be a heathen. Man, that is such a cool name. And here's the other thing about you, Kyle Gilroy. I don't even know what you look like, but I bet you're beautiful. And I mean beautiful in all the right places. I bet you got, like, just nice, strong hands. Strong, sturdy hands where you can just, like, hold on to game pieces and game cards, but yet smooth and soft and sensitive to the touch. I bet your face is just like that smooth skin, like a baby's bottom, which I've been touching a lot of babies' bottoms here lately. I tell you this, Kyle, I want to be near you. I just want to rub your cheek. Maybe not cheek to cheek. That'd be a little weird at first because you probably have killed somebody, but man, we'd be good friends. I think if I went out with you, I would never have to pay for anything. Like, we'd order a steak dinner, and I'm like, no, I'm with Kyle. Yep, sir, your food is comped. We appreciate you. Kyle Gilroy, you are absolutely amazing. If anybody gives you a hard time, you tell them to come talk to me, and then I'm going to say, well, it's Kyle. Kyle he does what he wants. Like supports our Patreon page, and we appreciate you for that. You are an amazing individual. You are a sexy beast. Freaking Kyle Gilroy. You should have any woman you want except for my wife. You just walk up to him like, hey, girl. Freaking Kyle Gilroy. And it's like, oh, Kyle. I just want you. Next time you walk up to Eric Lang, you just need to say your name. I bet he makes a board game off of you. It'll be the greatest. You know who'll be your first backer? Tim. Tim will be your first backer on that Eric Lang game. Freaking Kyle Gilroy. The more I say your name, the more excited I get. My left nipple is getting like super hard right now, bro. Kyle Gilroy, you are an amazing individual, and we thank you so much. I don't know if his fingernails do taste like cotton candy, and I'm going to let somebody else try that. I'm not going to say that I'm going to be the one that's going to try and see if they taste like cotton candy. But if you told me, if somebody tasted your fingernails and they said they did taste like cotton candy, I'd have the next fingernail. I'd have the next one. I'd jump in line. I like cotton candy. Don't get me wrong. So, Kyle, you are the best. We appreciate you. You are an amazing individual. Thanks for putting up with us. I don't know why you guys do it. I really don't know why you guys do it. But we love you for it. You're the reason why I keep coming back. Thank you so much. And for Emily, a.k.a. Liz, a.k.a. I got it right. I'll be getting you sometime soon. Just get ready for it. Get ready for it. You guys are the best.
Hype. Thanks so much to all of our amazing patrons that help us out on Patreon. You guys are great. But yeah, super exciting stuff. I think we're like $1 away from our level of where we have a full like RPG episode where we just talk about role-playing games. So that should be fun and interesting as well.
I'll put on my robe and wizard hat.
Dude,
seriously though, I am not wearing pants. Like I can't get up. I just want to keep saying that.
I don't actually have a wizard hat. I've got a bunch of stabs. I can probably find a robe. I have
awesome,
a sombrero,
guys. We should just all like cosplay for that episode as different.
The episode we do the D&D thing.
Bro, you got dressed as your character.
Yes, I would. And if we did the upside down, I would try to find the tallest, biggest little girl dress that I could find. I'd probably make that. I'd come dressed up as 11.
That's awesome.
It would be fine.
Would you shave your head?
The dress can just stop.
I'd get my hair cut, and I would just I would try to make a wall behind me of like Eggo boxes.
That's awesome.
Because like if I were to be a character there, I'd want to have her powers. So whatever D&D version we have to play with to have the powers of 11, I just want to be able to go with my mind and like jack stuff up.
You just be a scion.
Then I haven't been 5th yet.
Yeah.
Say what? Oh, they don't have scions in 5th?
Not yet.
Come on, 5th edition.
Come on.
Anyway. Hey man, they're coming out with stuff like I think every 2 weeks they put out.
I say we just make our own stuff, man. Forget rules. Why do you need rules? Rules are meant to be broken.
You're slightly right, but you gotta have a little. You have to have a little bit of a basis.
You have to think it out a little bit so that your character is not just the most broken thing on the planet.
Yeah,
man.
Awesome, right, guys. Well,
I will say this: if we do a D&D page or a D&D thing, whether it's whatever, we do need to dress up. Like, I think that would be awesome. Like, I don't know. Even if we did medieval stuff, I'll try to dress up as something medieval or something. But we definitely should do it. That should be our next thing, our next Patreon unlock.
Nice.
Are you guys down to do it?
Yeah.
As long as I can find stuff.
Sure. I don't know what dress-up materials I have. I do own a very large sombrero, and I have some walking staffs behind me that kind of look like wizard sticks.
Please be a Mexican sombrero wizard. That would be hilarious. But no, you can't just wear a sombrero. Like I'm talking about face paint.
Face paint.
Yeah, man.
I don't have a whole lot of face real estate.
Go to the dollar store.
You have to be a tiefling and have horns and like a tail.
I mean,
yes.
Super game. I'm just not
you like tieflings?
I don't know what they are, but it sounds good.
Tieflings are
like the infernal race or whatever.
Yeah, they're like half races between like demons and humans. They made like a humanoid that's kind of demonic in nature. They typically have very
I can speak
strange hues.
You'll put about Espanol.
I'll give you the sombrero. Then it's less cultural appropriation and more just, you were there.
But I'm down. Like I would totally like. I don't know. I'm getting excited about it. I'd do something.
Nice.
I do something.
Awesome, guys. Well, we are going to shut this off. We stream these every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Make sure to hit us up at youtube.com/Epic Gaming Night.
Bueno, no?
Make sure to also check out our Twitter and Instagram at Epic Gaming Night. Make sure to check out our reviews on the Dice Tower. We recently had a review for Crystal Golem, which we did because of our Patreon backers. And then we also had an awesome video for our review of Rhino Hero Super Battle, which went up, which was a lot of fun. Yeah. You got to check that out to see the gigantic tower that we made, and then Rob harassing me while I'm trying to build the tower.
Hey, man.
Like, whatever you got to do to get that W.
Hey, you didn't show the whole harassment, though, because there was a part where I just, like, you were really concentrating. I was like, oh, and you're like, ah, and you just, and then that's when you started to get nervous. You didn't show that part. So
I wasn't going to show the 2 minutes of you just verbally abusing me while I'm standing on a chair. No, I'm just kidding.
I wasn't verbally abusing you. I was just pressuring you into doing things that you shouldn't have done.
I think what happened is I backed away and I was just like, Rob, and just because I said it too loud, the wind blew it down. Like, I'm pretty sure after watching it a bunch of times, I'm like, dang it. That's why you hold your breath when you put the piece up there. Awesome, guys. Well, we'll see you guys next time. You're amazing.
You guys are amazing.
Peace.
Peace. Hey, somebody did bring this up, though, in chat. That is a good point. Now is the time. Travis Hutchinson was banned. What did he say? Now is the time to, like...
Why didn't you, Matt? Come on, you should have just done it.
Now is the time to get stuff because of Halloween coming up. Now will be the time to get, like, cosplay stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
What did Travis say?
I mean,
you can view it?
You can view it if you want to, since you're a mod, but I wouldn't.
Why?
Oh, was it bad?
It's awesome.
I mean,
man, shut up, Travis. You stupid idiot.
I was gonna say, I was like, if Rob's cool with this and just bans the person for speaking Korean, I'm done. I don't understand.
I wasn't. Listen, here's the thing. I just didn't know what it was, and I just got hot, and I was just like, boom. It could have been like, God bless you guys. You're the greatest. Please pray for my. And I'm sorry. I apologize. I got really excited. And I finally realized I had some power. I got that little screwdriver thing by my name.
Hey, thanks for coming, Ambi. You're the best.
Ambi, you are the best.
Thanks, everybody, for stopping by and listening to us and putting up with us.
Hi.
And I apologize if we get your names wrong. I'm so sorry.
Chat was pretty solid.
Yeah, there was a ton of people in chat.
I like that Darth and Adam were adding on supplemental things to your...
your speech. They're helping you ad-lib by just throwing in ideas.
Yeah, absolutely.
Every week, Adam's like, "Don't forget the wood chips. Don't forget the wood." Except this week, I don't think he did it. But
I did not do. Oh, were they telling me to add stuff into my?
Well, the cotton candy thing.
They were coming up with like whole things. Like one of them was Adam said something about like Kyle has problems finding jeans that his mountain-like buttocks don't just bust out of. I was like, okay, I mean that's.
I'm looking. Yeah, Kyle can find jeans that his mountain-like buttocks.
Awesome.
Got it.
It's great.
Awesome, guys. Well.
Oh man, I just saw this comment about the cotton candy.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Kyle hasn't paid for his coffee in a decade. That's awesome. Kyle Gilroy was the original inspiration for World War I's Kilroy. He's everywhere, always watching. Man, I love our little group. I swear, like Matt and Roy, you guys are great, but I would not be doing this if we did not have these people.
Well, we did it for a while by ourselves, but it's really cool that we have awesome
the timing
people.
Was perfect because I just needed a little bit more. Man,
Roy and Matt weren't satisfying you anymore. I see how it is, Rob.
No, it's not that, man. But like seriously, like today, it was.
Sometimes you have to see other people. I understand.
It was like a 12+ hour day. Like I don't want to get on the podcast every Tuesday. Like I'm constantly working. I'm not sleeping. I got a newborn.
Yeah, you guys are awesome, by the way.
Constantly going on. Like life is crazy, but it's like, it's you guys. Like I love you guys. You guys are my friends. But I'm saying like sometimes it's like. Okay, the Patreons and the other people, it's like, man, all right, get on for them. Because, like, I can say, oh, Roy and Matt, like, hey, can't do it tonight. And, like, I could see that becoming a routine and that being a problem. But not that I'm anything special, but like we have good chemistry, us three of us together, and with all the people watching us, like it's fun when we're all on together.
Yeah.
And so like I like to get on for everybody. But if it was just us, there would be more nights where I'd be like, hey guys, I can't do it tonight just because I'm exhausted. Rather than
you got to make it because you know Adam's making it. So
yeah, but man, Adam's trying to replace me with Darth.
What?
I was surprised that this wasn't like a thing that Tim posted.
One games for baby. Bad, good.
Peekaboo, bad. Blood Rage, good.
Nice.
Very solid.
That is solid.
That's my instructional children's guide. Blood Rage is for all the children.
Blood Rage is for all ages.
Didn't you pick that for your like favorite family game or something
absolutely.
like that?
It was great. Back like episode 50 or like not 50, but sometime
like,
around.
yeah, we did like a top 10 of different games, and it was like for like 3 of the 10 categories was Blood Rage, and I think one of them was family. Oh, Matt, I love you, man.
Yeah, is Blood Rage still your number 1? Oh no, Pandemic Legacy. Was Pandemic your number 1 now?
Was it?
I don't even remember. It's all hazy.
I don't think Pandemic Legacy is there anymore. It's
oh yeah, I think it fell down.
Is it not number 1 anymore on BGG?
Oh no, we're talking about Matt, which is way more important than BGG.
Yeah, it fell for Matt a while ago.
Yeah.
He wasn't crazy about the ending when he talked to us.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Still a good game, but you it builds up to a point. You're like, yeah, this is great, and then it's just like the slowest roller coaster. Like it's just like you get on a roller coaster, and instead of like the drop being there, it's just like, and now we gradually coast down till the next station, and you're like, woo,
woohoo!
Thanks for bringing me along for the ride. I guess I don't know.
Awesome, guys. Well, thanks everybody in chat again. We'll see you guys next time.
Here's the crazy thing: my last day off from work was when we went to Mega Moose Con.
That's crazy, man.
That was at the beginning of August.
Peace.